Tonight, the chief public defender in Baton Rouge says 7 people in their office have gotten the notice that they will be laid off at the end of the year.
This all goes back to the big budget cuts that agencies across East Baton Rouge Parish are facing. Riley Kramer explains why the public defender's office has taken an even bigger hit than most.
Holes are growing in the public's legal safety net. Notices of layoffs are going out at the East Baton Rouge Public Defender's Office as a result of budget cuts. The city's public defenders are worried about what this could mean for the quality of the justice system.
It is the government's responsibility. The government is going to have to meet its responsibility at some point.
With the end of federal COVID-era grants and big cuts planned for the city's budget, the Public Defender's Office is looking at a nearly 40% drop in funding for next year, according to Chief Public Defender Kyla Romanak. She says this will inevitably lead to strained staffing and an increased backlog. Romanak says they'll likely have to resort to law students for investigative work. She said it could get to the point where the judges have to appoint private law firms for certain cases, and they would have to do it pro bono.
There just are no easy answers.
Everyone has a right to counsel. However, the city parish isn't required to fund the public defender's office. Instead, every year the state divides about $48 million among each office in Louisiana. Romanak says that's not enough.
That is just not a sufficient amount of money to cover, particularly in a place like Baton Rouge, where we have a more significant crime problem. And it's not, our crime isn't just a bunch of misdemeanor thefts.
Councilman Darrell Hirsch says they're working on a long-term plan over the next 12 months to help supplement the cuts.
Our goal would be to do it a whole lot sooner, but we'd rather take some steps that would have a systemic long-term change to make sure that they're properly funded year in and year out, than to shortchange them and just focus on the now.
Hirsch says the district attorney is also pushing heavily for the public defender funding, but it will take time. Until then, Romanak and the rest of the public defender's office will have to work with about $500,000 less than they're used to.
We are absolutely going to have a decrease in quality.
Riley Kramer, WAFB 9 News.
There's also a chance that the state public defender's office could help the Baton Rouge office with its funding.
A spokesperson tells us they adjust how much each office receives every year, and budget cuts are something they consider when making those decisions.
Back over